Hey screen printers, did you know that tension is actually one of the most important factors in the screen printing process? The shirt that I'm wearing right now is printed by the Real Thread. First of all, I'd like to thank them for giving me this awesome shirt, but second, you can tell by the quality of this print and also by knowing their business that tension is extremely important to getting consistent and quality prints for them, reducing their cost of ink, increasing their press time, and overall increasing the profitability of their company and the company's success. So to help you as a screen printer get accurate tension and know what tension you're dealing with when you get on press, we have the new Ryonet Tension Meter. Let's show you how this thing works. So first of all, as a screen printer, I think a tension meter is extremely important because it's like a speedometer if you're driving in a car. If you don't have a speedometer, you don't know how fast you're going. The tension of your screen directly dictates the quality of that print, how fast you can pull the squeegee, and how consistent your print's going to be from screen to screen. So this tension meter helps be your speedometer for your screen printing press, essentially. Now, this comes in a nicely cased box. It is actually a very delicate piece of equipment. That's why it's not super cheap. It's very heavy once you feel it. It's also made right here in the US. It also comes with a certificate of calibration. If you ever drop your tension meter or if your tension meter ever gets damaged, you're going to be off caliber. So it comes with a certificate of calibration ensuring that this has been properly calibrated. When you first get this, you're going to want to take your calibration glass, set it on a solid surface, and then ensure that the glass is clean, first of all. Also ensure that your tension meter is clean. There's no dust or particles of lint or something on it. Then we're going to want to make sure that our tension meter is in calibration by simply placing it on the glass. If it is in calibration, we should be right at the 0 mark there, that little dot. Now, if not in calibration, what we can always do is we can always set this to a calibrated setting. So I can move this dial right here and then move this over so that sets at 0. What we want to do is make sure that that's setting right at 0. Then I can tighten this guy back up, and now our meter is calibrated right there. So when you're using your tension meter, let's show you how to use it. As you notice, this is the tension bar underneath your meter. Now this has a lot of advanced mechanics in it, and what we're going to do to use this to place this on a screen is we're going to place it directly in the center of the screen. Now because this bar is moving this way, you would actually think that it's measuring the vertical threads. It's not, it's actually measuring the horizontal threads. So right now, this new screen, it's a 110 mesh screen, is stretched at about 29 newtons. That's the unit of measurement that the tension unit or tension meter actually measures, is newtons. So we're measuring from here to here, the threads going across like that. We always want to measure the screen in both places. So we always want to take the screen and move it to the side like that. And then whenever you're doing that, you want to tap it to ensure that it kind of resets and calibrates. So here's our first tension. So this particular screen right here is stretched a little tighter, the horizontal, than the vertical. Now, that's typically common practice, especially with static frames. One of two reasons is because you have shorter thread length here, longer thread length over here. But what you're looking for is you're wanting to be within 1 Newton side to side, which this frame is, as you can see, within 1 Newton. So the importance of this is if we're going to do a job, the reason why we want this tension meter is we want to make sure that this screen right here would be the same tension within 1 to 2 meters of this screen down here. And as you can tell, this screen's 15 newtons, under 15 newtons. So this is half the tension, 14 newtons actually. I'm just going to tap it, kind of resets it. This is half the tension of the screen above it. So this is a relatively old screen. It's a wood screen, meaning that if I was going to do this job and pick these two screens up, I would likely have registration problems if it was a tight registered job, because this screen is going to move twice as much back and forth. It's also going to release the ink twice as slow as the tight screen. So that's one really, really important key for a tension meter. The other thing about this tension meter is if you ever get into panel frames or Newman frames, the tension meter allows you to consistently stretch those and know that you're actually stretching your Newman frame or your panel frame to proper tensions. So it acts as a speedometer, allows you to stretch your own screens in the future with Newman frames, and it actually allows you to print better prints because of it. So you always want to store your tension meter if you're ever not using it. You never want to put it down, drop it, You always want to store it like on its side like so you're not hurting the tension bar, or on its back. But if you're going to let it sit, we simply pop it back in the box, put the glass away, keep the glass tucked away nice like that, put it back in the box, and then we can take this certificate, just pop it behind the, so we always have it. You actually get this certificate, allows you to recalibrate it one time for no charge if it just gets old or out of calibration. So there we go. We'll put it back away, store it next to our screens in our screen room so that we know how to properly understand what our screens are doing so that we can pick them accordingly for our screen print. Check out the Ryonet Tension Meter available on our website.